What we're going to do is we're going to come up with 5 completely random questions.
Okay, so for the first one, let's do, what is the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you in public?
In public? I moved to South Carolina. I was working for a company called Live Touch at the time. I had to wear a suit. I was like going to all these different churches. One morning I was running late. My suit pants were in my car. One of my neighbors was a part of the church that I had just started attending when I was down there. I woke up, I was in my boxers and didn't have time to like put on shorts or pants and go out to the car. Like I was running that far behind. So I decided to go to run out there. I was like, I'm just gonna dart out as fast as I can, which is not very fast. So I go out there and they're walking out to take their kids to school at the exact same time, and I panic, trip, and fall. And at that point, they saw me, but I didn't want them to like know that they saw me. I like just army crawled my way back into the apartment that I was at. And I wanted to literally like vomit at that point. I was so embarrassed of myself. And Amy and Blake, if you're watching this, I hope you don't remember that story. It's like one of the worst days of my life.
Okay, so do you want me to keep rolling with questions, or do you want to ask me a question?
This is an easy one. This is a layup. A couple days ago, obviously we've been married a long time, so my flirting game is like not really where it was. And I was looking at my wife. You would make, like if you were an animal, you would be like a really pretty cat. I don't know, like I just envision you.
Well, that's like, are you like, is this you trying to flirt? Well, what do you mean?
It's like, well, if you were like a feline cat, like you have like long, pretty whiskers, and you would be a very pretty cat. So I'll ask you the question: if you could be any cat, sorry, now if you could be any animal, what animal would you choose to be?
I feel like they ask this question in interviews all the time. And
I've never been asked that in an interview question ever in my life. You thinking like zebra?
Probably want to be something that's either super fast or super intelligent.
Where are you running to?
I don't know. It'd be nice to be able to run fast for once.
Amen.
It's a super intelligent animal.
I would say cat. I don't think monkeys are that smart. Here.
Okay. I'm going to go with the chimpanzee.
Huh.
Say it.
I will give you $1 million if you can guess even remotely close to an animal your wife would be if she could choose. I would not be a millionaire because I've never imagined anybody picking a chimpanzee. But
okay. You could travel in time. What era would you visit?
I would visit the biblical era.
Oh, yeah.
Because, what other Christian response is there? Although I don't know, because the biblical era was like pretty intense. I mean, people getting cut up, and I would definitely pick New Testament. I'm picking, I am a firm believer that God picks people to be a part of certain regions and times and generations. I believe that God chose me, my wife, any of you that are watching. I believe he chose us for this time. That if I had to pick a time, that's probably what I'd pick. Sorry to be a little serious on that. My question, you're an item in the grocery store or in the frozen section. What item are you and why?
Item what I like? Item
no,
do you think would
what if you as a human transformed into a packaged food or dessert, whatever, what would that item be and why? Are you like a potato skin? Or
I wouldn't be lean cuisine.
You're my lean cuisine. You're my honey schnookums.
I would probably be ice cream.
Why? 'Cause you're sweet.
Yeah, I don't know. What Bible story do you think would make a great sitcom?
Ooh. Sitcom is like a funny TV show, but also gets kind of serious at times. Mm-hmm. When Mary and Joseph left Jesus at the temple, traveled for days. 1, don't know where your son is. 2, he's the son of God. Like, you're just traveling back for days without realizing that you don't have your son. Would totally watch that. I think that'd be worth a watch for sure.
Last one I would have guessed you to say.
A sitcom would be like funny but serious. And
There's so many stories that have so many different things.
my turn. Your life was a movie title. What would it be? And who's playing you as lead actress?
A mother in ministry.
Who's playing you?
Does it have to be someone famous?
I guess not. Well, although that would make it like more funny and relatable, but you can pick a cat.
I don't know a whole lot of like Christian.
It doesn't have to be a Christian. It could be Eminem, Slim Shady.
Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Melissa McCarthy starring in Mothers in Ministry.
Catchy.
Coming to a theater near you. Watch Melissa McCarthy play Mother in Ministry. She thought she was a chimpanzee,
Stop.
but turns out she's just a mother in ministry. But how many questions are we at?
3 or 4. Last round.
Okay, go ahead.
What's the funniest church experience you've ever had?
Oh man, that's a good one. I'm gonna use somebody else's. I've not had this, but this was probably the funniest church story. I don't know if you remember the story when he told us that he had these suit pants that were like too tight, and he bent down to pray with somebody, and they had ripped when he was down there, and he just kept staying in prayer with the guy for so long, and Amanda was like, wow, he is like really praying for this guy. And like the service was over and he just like refused to get up, and he like calls Amanda over, and it's because he's like, I have literally ripped my entire pants and I can't get up. So I had my belt break right before I was getting ready to preach this past year.
Can't remember that.
And thankfully Stephen Nicolaitis had a belt that is now my favorite belt ever. Shout out to, I think it's called a Groove or a Grove. I think it's Groove Life belt. Highly recommend. Not looking for a sponsorship unless you want to sponsor me, because I have like 20 views on this video. This dude right here, he's got 25 views. He needs a sponsorship.
He definitely needs one of these.
What is the most embarrassing story that has ever happened to you in your life?
I was serving. I want to say I had been serving for, I don't know, 2 weeks maybe, like very new into serving. I worked at the Olive Garden, and so we always had like the salad, the breadsticks, you know, the whole 9 yards on this big tray, and you always carried it over your shoulder. Essentially, they have these little like stands that you can, kickstands kind of like you can sit the tray on. I sat the stand out and I went to swing and put my tray down, and every single thing came flying off, and like salad was hitting people. And after I'm humiliated, I start trying to clean it up, and I spill a whole pitcher of water on an old lady.
That's horrible.